What's good, y'all? Welcome back, Royalty Squad. I'm back with another Reddit video. Only got one for you. I just want to do a quick little video so you guys have something from me. If you enjoy the video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe as well. It helps the channel a ton. And also hit the notification bells to make sure you never miss an upload from me. Anyway, y'all, let's begin. Am I the a-hole for putting a stop to my 12-year-old daughter's period party? Oh boy. Let me set the stage. My wife and I, 43 male, 42 female. Ooh, this is a father doing this. Ooh. 2 daughters, 7 years apart. 19-year-old was at college in a different state when this happened. Girls are very different. 19-year-old is very outgoing, even extroverted, loves meeting new people, trying new things, etc. 12-year-old is shy, a homebody, finds things she's comfortable with and sticks with them. In fairness, 19-year-old was kind of like this until she was 16 or so. Maybe it's genetics, lol. A couple months ago, 12-year-old comes to me in my home office, obviously upset, stammers a bit, then manages to tell me that she just got her first period. I play the supportive dad, comfort her, and get her a box of sanitary pads my wife had brought earlier in the year, guessing this was going to happen sooner or later, and go over the instructions with her. She goes into her bathroom, does what she has to do, thanks me for my help. I got her some ice cream and Midol, told her there was nothing to be embarrassed about and she could always come to me for anything. Wife gets home later that day, 12-year-old tells her what happened, wife starts crying, my little girl is growing up, etc, blah blah blah. Then asks who should be invited to the period party, which I only knew from listening to Bird, who whatever that last name is, if they were a thing when our 19-year-old started. She never asked for one. 12-year-old immediately closes off, says she doesn't want a PP, doesn't want anyone to know. Wife tries to talk to her some more, but 12-year-old ignores her and goes to her room. Wife tries to enlist my aid in changing her mind, but I tell her she says she doesn't want one, don't worry about it. From what I've read so far, okay? I feel like I slightly agree with him. I mean, doesn't seem like she seems a little embarrassed. Just leave her alone. If she doesn't want one, cool. She might change her mind later, but for right now, I don't think it's that big of a deal. Hold up. What was the title? Am I the a-hole for putting a stop? Ooh. So, okay. I gotta finish the story, but it seems like you're doing the right thing so far, okay? I have no input so far, just like, good dad, you're doing your thing. You helped her with her yada ming, her, you know what I mean? Period. You know what I mean? You helped her out with that. W dad. The mom cried. Daughter, growing up. W mom for loving your daughter. Okay, so we haven't gotten to nothing yet. 2 days later, I got home from errands, and before I can even make it to the stairs, 12-year-old runs up to me and asks if she can do her homework in my office. I'm confused, but say sure, and she bolts upstairs. At this point, I started to suspect what was going on and walked into the living room to find that my wife had not only decorated like something which wouldn't have looked out of place on my super sweet 16, but there were several family friends, all women, and a few I recognized as a neighborhood mothers. I beckon wife into the hall. She asks where the 12-year-old is. I tell her she wanted to do homework in my office. She rolls her eyes and starts to move past me, but I step in front of her. What are you doing? Wife. Going to get 12-year-old. It's her party. Me. She told you specifically she didn't want one of these. Wife. Oh, she didn't mean that. This is an important time for a girl. She needs to know not to be ashamed of her body. Me. She's not. I already explained things to her. She just doesn't want to talk about it more. Wife. I don't expect you to understand. This is just for us women. She actually tries to push past me, but I stepped into the doorway and completely blocked her. Wife. What's wrong with you? Me. What's wrong with you? You know how shy 12-year-old is. You knew she didn't want you doing something like this, and you did it anyway. Wife. I told you, it's for her own good. We can't let her grow up with a negative attitude towards something so natural. Me. And we're not. I told you, she knows what's going on. She's getting a handle on it. She just doesn't want to talk about it with anyone else for right now. Wife. Well, it wasn't your business to tell her about it anyway. Me, you were at work. Was I supposed to ignore her for 4 hours until you got home? Wife, you could have called me. I would have come home. Me, it still would have taken you an hour. She was upset. I knew what was going on. I talked her through it. Wife, you don't know anything about it. It's never happened to you. At this point, I gave up. Went to my wife. No, I've never had a period, but I've had 3 older sisters and a live-in girlfriend before my wife. And I met... Oh my God, I'm sorry. The way you write this is so weird. But I had 3 older sisters and a live-in girlfriend before my wife and I met. Plus, we've been married almost 21 years. I'm pretty well versed. She again tries to move past me, but I don't move. Me, no. 12-year-old doesn't want this. I'm not letting you make her do it. Wife, fine. Have it your way. Okay. Increments, because we're so far. Okay. That was a very intense conversation. And I get what the mom is trying to do. She's trying to like celebrate it, like you're becoming a woman, you know, this is here to help you. And I get that, but I also understand the dad's point too. If your child's shy, respectfully, they might just not want to do that. They might just not want to talk about it at that moment and come to you later. Some people just need time to process some things. And again, I'm not a woman, so I can't even speak on something like this. I'm not even gonna lie. But I just see 2 sides that are, I get both of them. But like, at the end of the day, if your daughter said no, you should pretty much listen to your daughter, because she did go through it. She went through it. She just might not want to be around all these random women. She might just want to be around you, which that would be a much better idea than just inviting all these people. It could be a little party between y'all. Y'all just do a little date. Would have been a better idea than that. Like y'all could do a one-on-one date, you know, be like, hey, you're becoming a woman. Don't worry, it's nothing to be ashamed of. But I think it was just the fact that you got all these people involved. But let's finish the rest of it. She goes back to the living room and tells the other ladies the PP is off because I'm being a jackass. I lose it. Follow her in it and let the women know calmly, but in no certain terms, that I appreciate what they want to do. But 12-year-old made it explicitly clear that she did not want this party, and my wife is trying to pressure her into it. Several of the moms frowned at her. My wife starts to backpedal, talking about how she didn't think 12-year-old was being serious. But I ignore her and begin taking down the decorations. Everyone clears out shortly, and once the coast is clear, 12-year-old comes back downstairs. My wife gives her a half-assed, in my opinion, apology, again saying she didn't think 12-year-old was serious. But 12-year-old also ignores her and just starts doing her homework in her usual place at the table. My wife was pissed at me for work, claiming I undermined her authority as a parent, apparently by not helping her force our daughter into doing something she didn't want to do. It made her look bad in front of the neighborhood moms by telling them she'd been doing this against our daughter's wishes. So, am I the a-hole? Okay, he updates it, but let's talk about what he did. Okay, let's talk about Let's talk about what we've seen so far. So what I've seen so far is you were protecting your daughter. And I do understand the whole don't like undermine your partner in public. I do understand that. But to be fair, she started. She was saying the party's off because my husband's being a jackass. What are we talking about, bro? Now, yeah, the gloves are off at that point because you're trying to make me look bad. Now I'm just going to tell him the truth because you do look bad when I just tell him the truth. I think the point is you want to do something special for your daughter because she went through this achievement. She's becoming a woman going through this. I understand that. Actually, I don't understand that. But what I do understand is that she didn't want a party with a bunch of people. You as a mom, like I said, you could have just done a date with her. I think that would have been so much better one-on-one. Like, I think she would have appreciated that. And then you're blaming your husband. What is ignoring your husband doing? At the end of the day, you made the mistake and then you doubled down on it. He told you no and you kept going. That's gonna put a little strain in the relationship. You gotta earn that. This is what I'm gonna say as parents. We let them get away with so much because they're our parents. You know what I mean? It's just like, come on now. And I understand it, but you should apologize to your daughter. I feel like she should apologize to her daughter. But let's read the update though. Hey everyone. Thought I posted an update. Yes, it's quick, but it's just further explanation plus some commentary. I had to split it into two because it was too long. Next part is in the reply to this reply. First, I'd like to thank everyone who supported my decision. Second, to those who decided I'm AI or used ChatGPT to write this, nothing I can say will convince you one way or the other. So do your thing, man. Smiley face. Third, I'm not gonna divorce my wife or anything. Okay, thank you. Let's stop right there. Reddit, stop telling people to divorce their spouses unless they're being mad abusive or it's just beyond toxic. Stop it. Like, y'all be mad. I'll be saying in the comments, oh, you should leave them because he didn't do the dishes, bro. Like, or it's like, you should leave her. Dog, she just left her socks there. Like you get what I mean? It's like, bro, I don't know, man. It's crazy. They be mad going crazy with that part. But she's an incredible woman. And as corny as it sounds, my one true love. She's been an amazing mom, never done anything like it before. Wasn't planning on posting it to social media. She barely even uses Facebook. She just made a misstep here. For reasons which I can get to shortly. I can't respond to every comment, but I'll expand on some which my attention. 12-year-old did in fact get the talk from the wife when she turned 12. So she knew what was happening, but it was still something she hadn't experienced before. So it threw her a little off. I emailed my two closest sisters and they both said in their opinion, her reaction was normal. As one of them put it, even as best as it can shock, regardless of whether or not you prepare for it, because it just happens. And even if you felt PMS style symptoms, without her having felt them before, you might not guess what they are until afterwards. No, I did not notice decorations being put up. I had to go out and run some errands related to my work. Was gone about 3 to 4 hours, more than enough time for wife to decorate. Before we had kids, wife and I agreed we would treat boys or girls the same way when it comes to bodily functions, i.e., we'd make sure boys would be comfortable going to her with questions or problems if I wasn't around and vice versa. And over the years, we would keep up with age-appropriate literature so we'd be equally informed. Just so happened we'd only had girls, around 10 or so, when I started wanting more detailed explanations of where babies came from and such. We always conducted such conversations as a team, making it clear to each of them they could count on either of us. That being said, there were some things which I never took part in. For example, the 19-year-old never asked me questions. The 19-year-old never asked me to take her bra shopping. That was all wife. She did, however, occasionally ask me to pick up tampons or such in years before she went to college. No, 12-year-old did not wait to tell me. It happened right after she got home from school on a half day. Wife works 10-hour shifts, so she couldn't have been there. As I said in my OP, for another 4 hours, 12-year-old has always been closer to my wife than me. 19-year-old was closer to me than wife, but I was who was available. I'm sure that if we were both around, 12-year-old would have gone to her mom. I wasn't trying to claim the dialogue was verbatim what we said. My memory isn't that good, but in general tone and some of it, I dare in fact remember word for word. Yeah, I wasn't going to say you should divorce your wife. That was not going to be one of my things. It was just mad communication. The wife just was not ready to take no for an answer. And I think that was just a little bit of a concern. That was it. Like, she's telling you she's not feeling it. And you got to understand, she's becoming, she's a little girl, but she's slowly becoming a woman. You know, she's slowly becoming a 13-year-old, like coming her teenage years. So like, she's going to be a bit rebellious to some of the things. And she's not going to always just want to just go along with what you're saying. Like, she has a brain of her own. It's just developing that. I think that's what's really going on. And again, I don't know why people went so close to divorce. It really didn't even need to come to that. It's just you need to like treat your daughter like a person instead of just your daughter. You know what I mean? Like, if she's a person, she's also your daughter, but like she's a person of her own. So like, yeah, I think that's all it is. But let's continue reading on though. I'm talking about this is a short update. No, it's not. You put it so. So after a few days, things around the house went back to normal. Wife cooled off. 12-year-old began talking to her again. They didn't appear to have any issues, except that 12-year-old began coming to me more often about things instead of her mom. Wife obviously noticed, as they've been very close before this, and was hurt, but said nothing. I guess she figured she deserved it. Finally, one day after I got back from taking 12-year-old to school, wife asked if 12-year-old was still angry with her. I said, I don't think so. The wife just kinda deflated. She looked so miserable that I actually got worried. I asked if she was still angry. Wife said no, then admitted that she effed up and gotten too into the concept of what others here have called menstruation celebration, which is a great phrase if it even rhymes. Bro is corny. I like it. Said she'd been so focused on making sure 12-year-old had a positive experience that she brushed aside her reluctance to take part. And in my wife's defense, 12-year-old regularly does this. She'll say she isn't looking forward to doing something, but if she pushes past her shyness and takes part, nearly always has a good time. Okay, I understand that. That makes sense then. Like, if you are the type of person who needs to be pushed to really enjoy to have a good time, that does make sense for the mom to just be like, hey, I'm trying to, you're gonna be good. It's gonna be fun. So yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. So wife thought this was just another example of 12-year-old doing that and didn't take it seriously. Then wife said something which threw me for a loop. She asked me if I thought 12-year-old hated her now. I was stunned and automatically replied, of course not. Of course not. She's just, and then I kind of trailed off because I didn't really know what to say. Upset was what I finally settled on. Wife was quiet. Then I asked her why she'd been so insistent since she hadn't tried to do this with 9-year-old. No drama there. 9-year-old got hers at 13 while they were out shopping. It was handled before they even left the mall. She said when 9-year-old started, it was just such a busy day that she didn't really have any time to think about it beyond, quick, let's get to the bathroom so I can help. And it wasn't until after this that wife really thought about her own first, which basically consists of her being told virtually nothing beforehand by her emotionally manipulative mother. They've been no contact for 15 years, barely being 12 when it happened, but once she did go to her mom, only being handed a box of pads and warned her not to get pregnant. First of all, ew. She sounds like, yo, her mom sucks. That sucks. That's how you treat it, bro? Why is that the first thing a lot of people think, bro? She's in pain, bro. Like, what are we talking about? Don't get pregnant. I'm in pain. What are we talking about? Nothing more was ever said about it between them. My wife had learned nearly everything from her friend's mother. Yeah, that old woman is a piece of work. Wife was determined she wouldn't behave like that towards 12-year-old when it happened, but as events now show, she basically went too far in the other direction. Then she asked me what I thought she could do to fix this. I told the truth. 12-year-old probably wasn't going to feel comfortable confiding her again for a while, but if she really wanted to apologize, she should tell 12-year-old what she just told me. Thank you. I'm literally telling you. Just literally, bro, I feel like you hurt your kid. Tell them. Just tell them, bro, please. Just tell them. I wish you would feel me. Just tell them. I promise you. It'll make them feel so much better. Instead of, you want some food? No, I don't want you. I do want some food, but not right now. And so she did. Wife went to pick 12-year-old from school. When they got home, I saw they both been crying, but also seemed happier. Turned out I wasn't quite right, and 12-year-old had still been harboring some resentment towards wife for trying to push her into the PP. But after hearing wife's story, 12-year-old decided to forgive her, only asking that wife promise not to do something like that again. 2 months later, this happened in May. Things between them seem to be back to normal. Maybe not the most exciting resolution, but I don't think 12-year-old is going to hold a grudge over this or have permanently damaged their relationship. And that's what I like to see, because I think that's all it was. And again, it was literally just communication. That was the only issue. They just needed to communicate about it. They were good, bro. I appreciate the person that actually did the wrong apologize for it. You know what I mean? Like, it takes a big step for the mom to actually do that, to realize, hey, let me fix what I've messed up there. Hey guys, I hope you did enjoy that video. This was a really good story, but I'm only doing one right now. We can do many more in the next video, but hey man, I gotta hit y'all with something, you feel me? But if you did enjoy the video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe as well, as it helps the channel a ton. Also, hit the post notification bell as it helps make sure you don't miss any of my uploads. Anyway, y'all, I'm out. Peace.